Hey guys, yes, it's evening right now, and I'm sitting on the floor in my living room. Have some candles going on right now. I was meditating earlier, and I was watching another YouTube video. I know something. I was just thinking, and something said, check about the history of a particular people who is known as the Gypsies. The Gypsies call themselves Romani, like the word Roman and with an I at the end. And I was curious about these people. I've heard the name since I was a little girl, and sorry, thing almost went off. Since I was a little girl, I have heard of the name and people dress in costumes and call themselves gypsies. You have the big hoop earrings, the lace, you know, um, lacy outfits, long skirts and tamarines and everything. And yeah, hi Lilac, love the little dog. Come here. I guess we're having a what do you call a slumber party here. Oh, mother dog, both come here. Yeah, this is Lily and Lilac. Yeah, I mean, I've heard some things about them, and I just want to just specifically look up information on them. And I have heard in the past that they were in um, Nazi Germany, and many of them got exterminated. And they didn't. They said at least 1 million gypsies perished. Uh, they didn't give though how how many of them were living in Europe at the time. I know one place they said that there was about 27,000 of them, but if 1 million died, so I don't know. Maybe it was 27,000 a particular, one country or something like that. But they said at least 1 million and more had perished. So um, I was curious to find out more about them. What made them unique? What made them stand out in the community or countries that they lived in? So, um, the film that I watched, documentary that I watched, um, uh, said that the people originated from India, and about 1,000 years ago, they left, and they were called gypsies because it was said that that people thought they came from Egypt, and I guess then for sure they just said gypsy, but they're not from Egypt, and they started migrating to different parts of Europe. But they also mentioned Iran, and one thing that was unique with all the countries that they lived in on the continent, Eurasia continent, that they kept their identity. So it didn't matter where they were from. I mean, it didn't matter where they moved to. It mattered to them to keep a central identity. You know, and they wear long skirts, floor-length skirts, and let's see, that's for the women, and the music that they play, a lot of percussion, string instruments, and there's no central religious belief system, um, but in essence, it's that they keep their tradition, how they live. Just because they moved to a new location doesn't mean that they have to change their thinking. And so I keep leaning forward like that because the screen turns black, like it's going to shut off. But it yeah, so it didn't matter where they moved to. They remained who they were in their heart. And they moved to Germany, they moved to Finland. And the film I was watching, it discussed them living in Czechoslovakia. And you have a number of them living there. And when I saw their living conditions, I said to myself, oh my, this is horrible. They, in Czechoslovakia, 90%, that's 90% of them are unemployed. Okay, not even in the United States, the blacks is their unemployment that high. And then they show little children who are butt naked. I mean, not even a little pansy. They were completely naked. And this is in modern Europe, in Czechoslovakia. Little children, like 7 years old or something like that. And I was shocked to see that. You know, um, I, I, I feel badly for them. They were living in squalor. They, the people, they, the buildings that they lived in, in fact, the documentary said that Czechoslovakia was granted a member of the EU, which stands for the European Union, but for them to be accepted to the into the European Union, they had to um, ensure that their minority population group have certain rights, you know, and I, I don't know how they got into the EU with what I saw, on this video. They had it like an apartment building, and the glass is busted out. Um, it just looked like social decay, you know. I mean, you have slum areas in the United States, but theirs was worse. And so what led me to do this video was that I was watching a video on YouTube, African American, who kept saying that no one's plight is worse than the black man. And it's going on, it's over persecution, blah, blah, blah. And after a while, you start to get that mindset that your poverty, your persecution is the worst in the world. I um, I just tell any black person who's watching this video, whether you're black in the Americas, you know, within the any part of North America, South or Central America, whether you're Spanish speaking, Portuguese, French speaking, English speaking, Dutch, etc. You look at some of these people. You look at the Romani people or the Roma people, also more known as the Gypsy, and you see how they're treated. They're treated horribly. They're told that oh, don't trust them, oh, they're stealers and this and that. And each time I heard that in the film, I just replaced the word black person, and it's something, the parallels that here, it didn't matter about what do you call it, assimilation, but I saw for myself living in the Americas, in North America, that the more assimilated that I become, the more accepted I would be. And life has proven to me that that's not the case. It might, you might be able to assimilate to a part, but that part that cannot change, which is your so-called race, the way I look. I can't change my features, my color, my hair. I'm me. And so same with the Roma people, that they're, look a little different than the general, what we call Western European. They're a little different. I mean, they have some similarities, but they stand out, you know. Their custom, just the way about them is different. And it's that different, and that these people want to maintain some type of continuity that is causing them this persecution, you know. And I mean, Europe, as a whole, consists of, it's made up of different people. And, you had different tribes, and the tribes were, conquering other tribes, and, and then, nation forms and things like that. So, there's so many different European cultures. And everyone wants to feel that, you know, they want to keep what's there, and they want to keep their identity. So I identified with that, that are people who wants to maintain something from the past. And the only reason why I speak English is because the culture I live in, I'm forced to speak English. And even though I speak English, it only gets me so far. I've been in situations, and I thought, oh, I'm just like everybody around me. But I was always reminded that you're not one of us. And that stood out loud and clear. So I identified with these people called Roma or Romana, because they know it can only go so far. So it seems that they stop even trying to assimilate, you know, and it's costing them. So I think blacks in North America should stop saying that, oh, we're the most persecuted group. Yes, we are a persecuted group, but there are other people out there in the world whose social, their social standing, their resources is worse, and that take a look at them. Take a look at what they're wearing. Just take a look and look at yourself. People who watch those music videos, they, they're gonna think, wow, this is how black people live. All this money, or they got a nice house, it's, we have so much more than most people in the world in North America. You go to the Caribbean, you go to South America, you go to Asia, um, Africa, you're going to see some real poverty, you know? And it's not because they're minority or whatever. Most people in the world are poor. And so I make this video to just bring consciousness to others who feel that they're in the worst situation in the world. And I'm learning that there is someone always worse off. So take a look around you. Look into other cultures and see what's going on in the world, and you'll see, America, that you think your plight is bad, There are people worse off. At least here in America, we have clothes. The poorest people in the U.S. have fancy cell phones and fancy sneakers. These people that I saw, they were literally butt naked. Okay? So we should count our blessings here in the United States. Just count our blessings. We have fresh water that we can drink. And if we can't get it in their home, there's a store down the block which can buy bottled water. You know? So investigate other cultures. And then you're going to see parallels that you're not alone, that there are other nations, other so-called ethnic minorities within ruling countries, like the peoples of Australia, the Aborigines of Australia. They are really, you know, impoverished and just existing, you know. And my heart goes out to these people as well. So here, Black America and other people, other blacks in the world, you are not alone. So count your blessings and just ask for your higher power, the Creator, to make a way for you, to give you the wisdom and the knowledge to be able to uh, fight the good fight. So take care and enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye bye.